most of success is actually mindset. It's mindset. I could literally teach you the techniques and the tactics if we sat down over, we started on a Friday and went through every day over until in a Monday. And I would teach you all the techniques. I could lay them all out, map them all out. All you need to do to be successful, to get to those 10K months, those 15K months and beyond. However, what makes the difference between a person who sits and gets the same information and one goes out and completely changes their life forever and impacts millions, go ahead and just completely leave their mark on the world. And the other person who ends up throwing in the towel, who gets frustrated and overwhelmed, and who never makes it anywhere, that ends up quitting and going back to their 9 to 5 and shrinking away, always wondering what could have been. And it's what's happening in that 6 inches between your ears and that gray goop. Is your mind. It guides everything. And one thing about us humans is that actually when we're going along this journey of entrepreneurship, we get used to things in like a linear way. We're conditioned to, trading our time, our dollars for hours. So we work on the salary. I give you 1 hour, you give me back $7.50, or you give me back $10 or $25 or whatever it is, $30 an hour. And we're used to this linear type progression in our income. And entrepreneurship is quite different. Entrepreneurship takes on an exponential type curve, whereas you could see the income you're accustomed to getting and the way your mind sees money, it goes in like a linear fashion. So if I were to just draw a line, a 45-degree angle here, you can just imagine it here. It would come along like that. Put in 1 hour of time, 1 unit of time, get out 1 unit of results, 1 unit of pay. 2 units of time, get out 2 units of results. However, you see how this graph actually goes with your coaching business. Sometimes you're putting in 1 unit at a time and you're not getting anything financial back. So you're not seeing any kind of like results. It almost feels like nothing's happening. And sometimes this is where this gets disheartening. And what you can see is very soon there comes like a break-even point where normally you would have been trotting along here, trading your time for dollars. And in the beginning, people will think you're crazy, because if you just went out and got a regular job, you'd already be making way more money because they're paying you by the hour. Every hour gets compensated. Where this online thing, this entrepreneurship thing, you're doing all this work and you're not getting paid up front most times. So you have to have a certain type of mindset, a certain type of way of seeing things, where you have a bit of delayed gratification, because before you realize it, this is the actual path that your journey is going to take. It's happened for me. It happened for any entrepreneur that has received any level of success. You can ask them, and they weren't an overnight success. In the beginning, they were doing all this work. They're not getting any attention. Seems like nothing's happening. And then here comes the phenomenon of the overnight success. Boom. Everybody sees it. Everybody's like, wow, what happened? You came out of nowhere. It's because of this exponential results. However, us as humans, our brain actually works quite differently. So our memory is really, really terrible. Let me illustrate that with an example. So if I were to ask you right now, what did you have this morning for breakfast? Now you may already have forgotten that, but let's just say most days, things that happened, today, earlier today, yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, day before yesterday, they're still relatively fresh and strong in your mind. But now if I were to go back and say, all right, what did you have for breakfast 5 years ago on a Thursday? Like this exact time, this exact week on Thursday, 5 years ago, you have no stinking clue. Like most people, they don't even remember they parked their car when they go inside the grocery store, for crying out loud. So, but this is more like the graph of what our memory takes. Right when an event happens, so this on the bottom is time, this is memory. This is how I remember our memories of the event. And over time, when something happens, we remember it really, really high detail. Our memory is really high. And then as time goes by, it doesn't fall off linearly, like one for one kind of swap. It falls off logarithmically. So the opposite of an exponential kind of curve. It drops off to out here a couple years later, a couple months later, a couple decades later, you have no recollection of the memory even happening. Some of the people that you saw every day in middle school or high school, you had tons of conversations with, you were in homeroom together, you met every day at lunch, you had all your conversations. You can't even remember their names now. And that is the fallacy of our weak human memories. Even though we rely on them, we give them more credit than our memory, more credit and strength than it actually deserves. So how does this affect your mindset and the way you see things, and what causes people to quit? And this is why people quit too soon, because in entrepreneurship, the results follow this path, yet our memories follow this path. So then you can imagine, as you're going through time, the results that you're getting in the beginning is very small, and your memory of these small results or no results is really high. So as you're doing the work, the only thing your mind and memory can pull from is that I'm not getting any results. I'm not getting any results. I'm not getting any results. And usually what happens is, as people are coming along this results line, they start falling off here before they start getting results, because the memory of them doing all this work and not getting results is really high. However, this graph takes off over here. And what you'll see, the phenomena happening is that people, when they get over here and they're getting all these amazing results, their memory of the work or the things that they did that actually led to it is really low. So you can almost get that feeling of like, what did I do different this month than I did last month? Like, what happened? And the thing is, you didn't do anything differently. You were just consistent. You focused on the things that matter, the framework and the plan that you've been given, and you keep implementing it day after day, knowing that the graph that you're following follows this type of path. It seems like nothing's happening, and then boom. And you realize that your mind is going to play tricks on you, because as you're doing and going along with this time, your memories are saying, remember, you didn't get anything. You did this 3 days in a row, a week in a row, a month in a row, 2 months in a row. Like, what's going on? And a lot of people just quit here before this break-even point, where the results start to show up and their memory of what they did to cause them are not really there. So what you're going to feel is that you're going to start doing things, and you've probably already realized this, things that you're not used to doing. It feels uncomfortable. You're starting conversations every day. You're starting 10, 20 new conversations. You're inside of groups. You're posting. Your inbox looks like World War III. There's so many people messaging you, and you're messaging back. You're losing track, and then you have all these different things going on. And the tendency will be to lift off the gas pedal, to lift off the accelerator and think, oh man, I'm not ready for this. I need to slow down so I can handle everything. Or this feels painful. This feels uncomfortable. Or you'll make your first few sales of your program, of your coaching, and then now you're dealing with still going out connecting with new customers, because you don't want to turn off the thing that's creating the revenue and the results in the first place. You still need to go out and connect with your ideal clients. You still need to make your posts. You still need to sell and make offers so that people come into your program. But now you also need to deliver onto your program, which I'm going to be going over later inside of this course, give you a framework for delivering it. Your actual coaching in such a way that doesn't take up tons of your time, and you're able to do it effectively. But what you're going to feel is like, maybe I need to focus 100% on fulfillment. I just need to coach and make PDFs, all this stuff, and you want to lift off the gas of all the things you were before, or whatever may be feeling uncomfortable. And I want you to realize that the successful mindset is going to go against what you're accustomed to. You've been programmed to think in a way that causes most people to stay broke. And some of it may be rooted in the fear of success, maybe even the fear of failure. And what I want you to do is, when you feel that, just remember, it's normal. That's supposed to happen. Tiger told me this is what I would feel like when I was about to hit a breakthrough. So instead of lifting off the gas, I'm going to lean into the pain. You're going to lean into it. When you feel uncomfortable, when you're like, oh my goodness. And what's going to happen is you're going to keep going. And what's going to happen is you're going to normalize. It's going to become your new norm. The money coming in, the money, the attention, the actual daily activities are going to become what you feel is just your normal thing. It's like working out at the gym. Your first day back, that next morning, you're really, really sore. And if you quit and go, ow, I'm uncomfortable, I'm never going back to that place again, guess what? You're never going to get that six-pack abs. It's an impossibility at that point if you stop. However, if you lean into the pain, I'm going to go back. It's Monday, it's Tuesday, I'm sore, but I'm coming back on Wednesday, sore or not. And then I'm coming back on Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And before you realize it, you have your results because you leaned into the pain. You didn't shrink away from it. And this is going to show up in the form of what's called lead versus lag indicators. Now, if you focus on the lag indicators, which most unsuccessful people do, they just go out into the marketplace and they go, I got to make money. I got to make money. Am I making money? Am I making money? And am I making money? It's almost like this little tape recorder going off in their head over and over and over and over and over and over. So while you're having this type of memory of, am I making money? Am I making money? The answer is saying no, not yet. No, no, no. And you're going to burn out because over time, the only thing that you're remembering is this, but the graph actually moves like that. So the lead indicators are you doing the things that lead to the money, that lead to the lag indicators? Because if you do the lead indicators and you focus on the lead indicators and gamifying that, being consistent with that, the lag indicators have no choice but to show up. The money, the recognition, the impact, the legacy that you desire and you deserve. So what are lead indicators? Those are the things such as connecting with your ideal client. Did you make your post inside of targeted groups? Did you send out your friend requests? Did you make offers to your ideal client? Did you show up and do the framework, do the process, do the daily activities that I've been showing you? Or are you just focusing on the end result and stressing yourself out when it's like a kid trying on a long road trip? Are we there yet? 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 And it makes it feel longer and it causes you to burn yourself out. So focus on those lead indicators. Start to gamify it. If you have to put tally marks on a board or a piece of paper or in your journal to say, today is a success. If I did the things I know that I'm supposed to do, I know if I focus on these consistently every single day, the results, the lag indicators will show up.